Hi, my name is Lisa Ward, and I am running for State Senate District 21 in Alabama, and that covers parts of Tuscaloosa and all of Pickens County. During the last several campaign elections, working as an advocate and a campaign person on the other side of elections, I was in the field and I was in the grassroots parts of rural communities. And it was personal for me because we had an opportunity to listen to people's stories and to hear about the hardships living in Alabama. We don't have the same kind of benefits that you have when you have metro cities like New York or Washington or Chicago. It's not like these doc in the boxes are a dime a dozen. During the middle of a pandemic, when we were out distributing masks and listening to these terrible, awful stories, people telling us with abscessed tooth and rotten teeth and sharing with us how they have to go and get glasses from the Dollar General just to see kids who are struggling because they didn't have virtual learning and the benefit of broadband. So they had to stay home and got COVID, then couldn't get medical attention. These are real stories. I want to share one particular one that really drove it home for me and made me decide that I'm going to fight as hard as I can to expand Medicaid in Alabama. During this pandemic, there was a woman who shared her story with me about the closed Pickens County Medical Center in her county with chains on a 56-bed facility. She said she drove her husband, who needed emergency care, to the DCH hospital in the next county, which is also in my district. And laying there were bodies on gurneys because of overcrowdedness in the hallways. And they were not able, sadly, to save her husband. And unfortunately for her, she had to hear the words that had they gotten there 45 minutes sooner, that they might have been able to save her husband. And, I get shaken up every time I hear about that story because it's not an isolated one, not in Alabama, not in rural communities. And this particular woman has to drive past this hospital with chains on the door and be constantly reminded that she could have saved her husband had there been a facility she could have gotten to within 10 minutes of her drive. And there's so many stories like that.